Good morning. Welcome to the Art of the Oracle. My name is Virginia. How are you doing? How was your weekend? I hope your weekend was good. I had a really busy weekend and I'm very excited to dive in today. So I have two decks of cards here. So we're going to see how this goes. The first one is an Oracle deck, the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. Beautiful deck, bringing in some Mother Nature, and then the Light Seers Tarot. So let's dive in and see. I'm hoping to get a single card here from the trees. What is the information that we most need to know right now? All right, so one of the things that's really important about these cards is they do have upright meanings and upside down meanings. And there's several things that I'm getting from this right away, and then we'll take a look at it. So the burls, which is what looks like is right here in the card. I don't know if you can tell what that is. We have what looks like is a beautiful spirit here guiding everything. And then we have these burls, which kind of happen. It controls things within the tree that has, you know, sometimes trees have little, what do they call it? It's like if there's an infestation or something, then the burls will be there to kind of help control it. So it kind of keeps it all intact. And then you can see here that there's a little bit of a road that is leading off in the distance, and there's a little turtle here. And this card is all about the name of the card is Montezuma's Cypress, but it's about solidity and about, I mean, what is solidity? Bringing things into a space where they feel real, where they feel solid. And I feel like, you know, looking through this, the message that I'm getting is that this path has been long, it's been slow. There's been a lot of things that have been on the path that have had to be contained, that just feels like it's thrown you off. Like I feel like we're all a bit scarred. We're all a bit tattered. We're all a bit, you know, like there's a lot of war wounds is what I'm feeling here. And this guy here on the bottom looks just fine. Like he looks like he's always known what was going on. Despite everything that was going on, he knew exactly which way to go. So in this, there are upside down and right way. So normally it's about learning to to bring focused attention. Like if you have something that you want to bring into your reality, there is a need to focus and plan and bring steps in and just figure things out. But when it's upside down, it's telling us that, you know, sometimes things weren't meant to be solved. Sometimes things were they're meant to be watched, and then they kind of resolve themselves. So, you know, sometimes we put way too much attention, I think is what the card is trying to say. Sometimes we put way too much attention on something, trying to fix it or heal it. You know, for instance, ourselves. I mean, if you've been on the spiritual path like me, I mean, I feel like I've gone through so many different levels of attention to my wounds and all these different things, which is what this is. It's what the burls are, you know? It's the containing of things and then moving on and just keep going despite the fact that all these things are going on. So what the card says, and I'll just read it to you. It's a very short paragraph. It says, are you feeling bogged down with worries and difficulties? Learn to focus your attention on whatever is most important to you or your situation, and don't dilute your power by concentrating on trivial matters, because there's so much going on the planet right now, and there's so many things. And I think that I almost feel like that's exactly what the plan is to create chaos, to get us going in so many different directions that we don't know which way to go, because we're just overwhelmed. And that's what I feel. I feel personally exhausted. I feel like this card is telling us, you know, just do what we can do. Stop worrying about everything, right? Trying to be everything. which, you know, trying to be healed, trying to be whatever you're doing at work, trying to be a great mom or dad, trying to, you know, be the great cook. And it's like we have so many jobs to do, it seems like. And I really feel like right now it's so important for us to nurture ourselves and nurture our soul. So let's see. It's so funny. I looked at the bottom of the deck, and when I do that, I always want to take the card. And this is a liberation. It's a liberation. It's the Judgment card, and it's a liberation from just worries and things that have been bogging you down. So I really feel like that's why I looked. It's like I didn't know. Okay, so cards have gone everywhere. I don't know if you could hear it, but they have fallen everywhere. So I'm going to take the two cards that actually stayed on the table, and there's one that separated itself. So, wow. So tons of cards here. It just went all over the place. I'm so sorry about that, because I also had a crystal in my lap. Everything just went flying. Isn't that interesting? And what I'm feeling from all of this is that we have been overwhelmed with all these things. Like me, I want to bring the clearest guidance out for you today. So I've cleared my space. I've cleared my heart. I've created an intention to give the highest wisdom and guidance here. I've done all these levels of things, and then it still isn't, you know, perfect. And maybe that's not the goal. The goal really is that I have an open heart, and I really wanted to share with you insights that, because I love going to the cards. They're fun to do, but they also, I feel like, say things and answer questions. And sometimes we don't even know the question to ask, and then we receive the answer. We don't even know that that's what we're looking for. So that's why I read the oracle cards and tarot cards. So please forgive the disruptions here. Let's get back to what the cards are trying to say. Okay, so the two cards that stayed on the table, one is the Seven of Swords, and this is around something coming into focus. Some, like, you know, if you had thoughts of somebody saying something or something not feeling right, something's going on, and you just kind of feel that something's not right. And this is a card saying that, you know, it's going to be illuminated, that this person is trying to, you know, get away in the night. You know, it's a card that it just feels sneaky sometimes, but the card is around communication. Like, you're going to hear something, we're going to become aware of something. And then lastly, another Swords card, which is saying the end of that. Like, and I feel, because these two cards and all this is together, is there's a liberation from sneaky behavior and allowing us to look at a new day. And back to this card right here, just being able to relax and being able to focus. And look at this. We have the Death and Rebirth card that's right here at the end. And both of these two cards right here are ending cards. And this is as well. This is like death and rebirth, death and rebirth. This is about being liberated from the way things used to be. And that's what the Death and Rebirth card brings in, is this time of liberation, this time of being able to see things from a new way. The red here, which kind of feels a little bit ominous, but red represents our root chakra, our ability to be able to ground into something. And then the light here, these two cards are both endings. As you can see, you know, there's just a time when you're just kind of stripped of everything and all these other things don't matter anymore, and you're just looking for the new day. And that's exactly what is coming in. So I feel like, because these cards have all come out like this, at the beginning and at the end, we have two major arcana cards, and both of them is about a liberation, a letting go. This card here it shows like the etheric body, the finally letting go of the burdens and things. Finally, that's why this one was upside down. Finally letting go the need to handle every detail, not worrying about everything, and letting go of things. And then in the middle of all this is this Seven of Swords card, which is illuminating things. We're still in the full moon phase, but I feel like maybe that's what's happening right now, is hopefully during the full moon phase that you had an opportunity to be able to see things that you we're not aware of. So you could see things in a whole new way. And as you begin to see things in a whole new way and let yourself, be liberated from some of the small tasks, you can step in, take a breath, and know that it's really time, finally, to let things go. And perhaps there are things that have been in your life for a very, very long time, and it is just an ending to all that. So thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of the reading, and until tomorrow, have a really beautiful day. Bye now.